So my name is Peyman. Um, I'm based in Berlin. I have Iranian roots, but I grew up in Germany, in west of Germany in Essen. But at some point I moved to Berlin like 10 years ago, and my career started as a media designer. But quickly I jumped into software development, developed for now around about 15 years, different kind of products, and became in that kind of sense at some point chief technical officer. And nowadays, like I'm mainly just advising startups and helping them to manage growing pain. So after school, I started to study electro technique or electrical engineering. But I didn't like the university there and the team, and everything was very theoretical for me. So I decided after 2 years to jump into a real kind of work. And my main idea in the beginning was really to work as a software engineer, but I didn't find anyone who wanted to hire me because I didn't have the background really. So I found this team who there were like 3 people. In the end, there were 3 of my bosses then, each of them in a specific field. Like one was very much in software development, one was more on the sales side, I would say. Another one was an internal person with high design skills and stuff like that for front ends. And they told me like they can't hire a software engineer, but they can't hire a media designer. And I would learn how to develop software development. And that's what I did with them directly in the first on the first day. So they sent me to a to a kind of course, like a whole workshop for a whole week. It was called the Linux Hotel. So I was there for a whole week to learn Java development. And from that day on, we developed for around about 7 years together, different kind of software, mainly in the field of digital asset management in the Java world. And yeah, that was a lot of fun. And in this kind of sense, I learned how to manage like the whole design part, like the front ends and make things nice and stuff like this. And at the same time, I learned how the background of that works, like how the engine behind that works, and connected all of these things. For me, it was also clear that I like to see the big picture. Like only technology was not always enough for me. So I need to understand what is around that. So that was also the reason why I later, while I was working 40 hours a week, went to university to get a bachelor degree in computer science and later in management. And because like you need to make all of these things together work. If you're just good in one thing, that's perfect for the start. But I think it's clever to understand what is around you to bring all these different kind of things together. In the end, like I'm always in between things, like I'm somehow the glue between different things. Like, like even now it's pretty clear, like you have designers in your team, you have front-end engineers, you have back-end engineers. But when I started my career, that was one person, like, and I like to understand the different worlds and bring them together. Like I had this main kind of base idea that I want to do something technical. It was in the beginning not clear, like what you want to do. You're like 18, 19 years old or something like this. You finish school and you have no idea about what to do. And, like you try things out. You try things out till you figure out what exactly it is. And I have the feeling like from time to time, I'm even again in these situations because things are changing so fast. And at that point, the only thing what I knew was that I have a talent for technical things. So therefore I started with that. I took the opportunity to work as a media designer. It was anyway somehow interesting to me because you don't learn only the design aspects, you also understand things like corporate identity, corporate design, and things like that. And then it moved pretty quickly from the beginning into the technical area because they told me in the beginning, like you will learn software engineering, and I was very open to that. You know, it's hard to say. There are so many successful leaders, and everyone is doing it in a different way. And I think everyone needs to find their own way of how to become a good leader. For me, it was important to because I think I'm good at that. I'm a really good observer. Like, especially when I go to the companies, I'm not like top down having speeches and telling everyone what to do or something like that. A lot of people say you need to be a very good listener. That's somehow true. But on the other side, a lot of people can talk, you know, they can talk a lot and tell you stuff. I'm usually observing, like I'm talking to people, I'm saying also stuff, but in the beginning, I'm really looking of what is exactly happening, try to identify what are the strengths of the people and are they in the right spot? And then I work on that. But before I do that, like on the personal level, the most important part is really the strategy. Do you have an understanding of where you want to go with this team? If you don't have that, it's pretty tricky to achieve anything there. No, not really. Like more, like I learned everything but by doing it, you know, like by failing and doing it, failing, standing up, doing it again, do it in a different way, and also understanding, okay, like it would be nice to have always some kind of mentor or advisor and stuff like this. I mean, that's the reason why I offer it also to other people. And I never had that, but I think the biggest learnings and stuff like this comes mainly from making mistakes and failing and then trying it in a different way or standing up, doing something else. Sport is definitely good. Like sport is, I think, one of the most important things. I don't manage always to do it, to be honest, but I really try hard. Like I have to force myself and make space, mark my calendar, block it so that I really do it. That's one thing. And I eat a lot. I hang out with friends. Like healthy food is always good. Like I think normal stuff, to be honest. The most important part is, I think, really to make sure that you have this time in your schedule where you can relax and yeah, regenerate also from the work sometimes. So I think technology was in the past, and I think it's always important, especially for the future, for innovative topics to grow and bring things forward. That's also one of the reasons why I like to work in that field so much, because I have the feeling it always gets better. You can change things and stuff like that. Even with AI right now, like a lot of people are sometimes maybe a bit afraid and want to have regulations and stuff like that. But in general, I think it's a super nice technology and it will unlock a lot of kind of insights which we didn't have in the past. And yeah, I think like if you want to work in that kind of field, it is, as I said, always important to have this kind of curiosity about new things. And yeah, then go with the flow, go try it out and have fun also during that time.